Can you hear me? Hi, I'd like to call this meeting to order, please. The December 5th, 2024 meeting. Would you please all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Reed, Vice Mayor Middleton,
Here.
Councilmember Woods,
Here, ma'am.
Councilmember Tinsley,
Here.
Councilmember Primoroso.
Here.
Are there any additions, deletions, or modifications this evening?
No, ma'am.
First, we have Wolfpack CubeSat Development Team Update. Will Kevin Simmons and students from the Wolfpack CubeSat Development Team please come to the podium? Welcome.
Thank you and good evening. It's our privilege to be here to update you, the City Council. We try to do this almost every year. This marks the 10th year since I started a CubeSat team here in the county and Gardens, and we've made some remarkable accomplishments. The Wolfpack is a 501c3 based here in Palm Beach Gardens. Over the course of my time as an educator, I needed to create companies, both LLCs and 501c3s, to help provide unique opportunities for our students, particularly in aerospace and public policy. And here you can see our conferences. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to get out of the way and let our students, which are all middle and high school, share what we've done since we were here. Apologize. The CubeSat is this disruptive form factor. It's a satellite used to train college students originally, but we were the first middle school group selected by NASA, and we launched our first satellite in 2018. This was that satellite. It launched from California. Those students you see there, they're already at universities. Here was our second satellite launched in 2022. It was called CapSat. It went up to the ISS and was deployed out of the space station. And then last summer, our third mission went to space. It was led by a student who was the valedictorian at Suncoast and went to school here in Palm Beach Gardens for elementary and middle school. His name's Theo. He ended up at Princeton, so he's doing okay. And now I'd like to turn it over to one of my very best, Alex Castronovo, and he's going to share with you about our fourth mission to space.
Thank you. I'm Alex, I'm 16, and I'm the lead of the software team for our next satellite, WolfSat-1. This satellite aims to study a type of bacteria that can digest the very common PET plastic. So understanding how this bacteria digests this plastic in space can help us mitigate plastic pollution both in human spaceflight and on Earth. We achieved full funding for the satellite from donations that were matched by the Stiles Nicholson Foundation, who is very active here in Palm Beach Gardens. And we also have a free ride to space with Firefly Aerospace's Selective Dream 2.0 program. Our role as a software team is to design custom software and hardware for the satellite payload. Next up, I want to introduce Sebastian to talk about our next mission concept, not WolfSat-1, but WolfSat-2.
Thank you, Alex. So I am Sebastian Timble. I am currently in the 9th grade, and I have been with the WCDT for about 3 years now. And I'm here tonight on behalf of myself and my colleague, Gabriel Makati. And together, we plan to build, test, and fly a wooden cube satellite with a payload that intends to test the functionality of nickel-zinc batteries in space. The nickel-zinc batteries will be the main power source for the payload, and we will be monitoring them closely in the conditions of space. These batteries have also been shown to perform better in certain areas than the current status quo. Now, our upcoming chassis, we're planning to have it made out of wood for the reasons that it is more cost-effective and it is also much friendlier to the atmosphere, as the current aluminum alloys that are used in the satellite industry become atmospheric aerosols upon re-entry, which are damaging to the atmosphere. Whereas wood, on the other hand, just burns up and eventually becomes gas, which is far safer. We have already constructed a prototype of this chassis that is set to fly on our upcoming high-altitude balloon mission to test it for the conditions of space. I would now like to introduce Julian to talk about his Pocket Cube mission.
Thank you. My name is Julian Cibulero. I am 13 years old, and I am currently leading the production of Wolfpack's latest proposed mission, the Wolf Cube 1. This satellite is a 2P pocket cube, meaning that it has a 5 by 5 by 10 centimeter design. It will contain a Arducam camera that is 2 megapixels and 60 FOV for capturing low-resolution images of the Earth. Its main mission, however, is to establish Wolfpack flight heritage with a new form factor, as we are excited to add a new type of satellite to our portfolio. Next up, our team of younger Wolfpack members are hoping to present at the 2025 Pocket Cube Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. I would now like to introduce Lily, who will be speaking on aerospace policy.
Thank you. My name is Lily Niskern, and I'm in the 11th grade. There we go. My focus within our team is policy, and the main goal of our policy team's work is to advocate for an increase in experiential STEM opportunities. So we do this through a variety of ways, including annually advocating at Florida Space Day. And we're currently working, my colleague and I, Michael McCaughey, working on an appropriation that will bring more experiential learning to our county. So this appropriation will be in 2 parts. The first part will be in the form of space camps and after-school programs for high school students. And then the other part will start for students in high school and take them all the way to the workforce. So if we could get that appropriation, that would be a great thing for the students in our county, especially students at schools that don't necessarily have the opportunities we do. So Harriet's going to talk a little more about this project-based learning that our curriculum's really based in. So that's conferences.
Thank you. My name is Harriet Gu, and so conferences are a way for students to research and present a topic that they're interested in, and there are also opportunities for students to network with aerospace professionals. We attend a wide range of conferences, which you can see on the screen right here. This summer break, we attended 3 international conferences: the International Space Development Conference, the Committee on Space Research, and the International Astronautical Congress. I attended ISDC and COSPAR, where I spoke about the potential of AI in deep space agriculture. A select few students who also spoke at COSPAR spoke at IAC, some of which I think you can see on the screen right here. And although the Wolfpack does attend many international conferences, we also attend on a more local level, like the Small Set Education Conference, which Dylan is here to speak to you about.
Hello, I'm Dylan, and I'm in 9th grade. This year, we held our 3rd annual Small Satellite Educational Conference at the Kennedy Space Center. This conference is focused on small satellite education for students and teachers from middle school through college, and we focus on cube satellites and other small satellites such as ThinSats and Pocket Cubes, and then also high-altitude balloon missions as well. This was our largest conference in the past 3 years. We had over 540 attendees and 36 presenters, many of which composing of our own students and then other CUBE satellite teams from around the world. We had NASA representatives, and our keynote speaker was a former astronaut and US Naval Academy professor, Reitler. And then also in the conference, we had 6 workshops and 24 vendors, making it a very great networking experience. Next here is Kenan to present his outreach work in Japan.
Hi, my name is Kenan. As I was presenting at COSPAR, I had the opportunity to speak at a high school in Japan where I discussed the differences between the American and Japanese high school system. As the aerospace portion of my presentation had lots of positive feedback, I decided to try to start an aerospace program for Japanese middle school students. With the help of Mr. Simmons, Mawako, a family friend, and my mom, we developed a plan to try and help inspire these students to develop a love for aerospace. This opportunity is very special as it not only gives these Japanese students hands-on learning opportunities, but it also offers Wolfpack students the ability to collaborate with these Japanese students. We have not only been doing outreach in Japan, but also in Peru, which Santi will talk to you guys about.
Thank you, Kenan. I'm Santiago Larza. I'm a I'm a sophomore in high school, and recently we have been connecting further with a group called CubeSats in Peru. This group we originally connected with after we sent them 12 A-FreeStats, which are student-built CubeSat emulators. And more recently, we invited them to our Small Sat Education Conference, which they attended and presented at, in which I helped them translate and present a presentation about their overall work as a CubeSat group in Peru. In the future, we hope to assist them in reaching their goals and launching a high-altitude balloon or perhaps their own CubeSat. And overall, this is a good networking opportunity. In addition to Peru and Japan, we also have some networking in Switzerland, and now here is Mr. Simmons to talk about that.
Thank you, Santi. So I had a young man here on Burns Road several years ago. He was in 6th grade. He's now a high school student in Switzerland and wanted to create a team to build the first satellite for high school kids in Switzerland. So the Wolfpack is actually partnering with a high school in Aiglon, Switzerland, up in the Alps, ridiculously beautiful place. And so as you can see on this slide, they are engaging with us. So the bottom line is the Wolfpack is working both locally. We have a real heart for local and international because we feel like that's the working climate and the type of ecosystem that our kids need to be versed in to be really employable. We also have concerns about equity issues in education because there are so many bright kids in South Florida. They could build satellites and get these skills that would make them employable, but they lack the mentors, they lack the resources, and they lack the opportunities. So with your help, first of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak, but with your help, what we would like is we'd like to email you and submit some language for your consideration for a letter of support for our appropriations request. This spring, we'll be going to Tallahassee with Lily and Michael and others. And secondly, we'd like to have some follow-up conversations about how we can better engage the schools here in Palm Beach Gardens to provide aerospace opportunities for them. I think we used up all of our time, but I'm glad the kids and I would gladly answer any questions you have. And when you're done with us, we have a small parting gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. I mean, very impressive, and it's so nice to meet all of you today. Do we have any questions or comments for that?
I actually, wow, you guys are so impressive. Like Vice Mayor said, I am fascinated by everything that you said, and I might speak, if I may, speak on behalf of the council, but I 100% support your endeavors and would be happy to sign the letter. So if I can just ask our staff, how would we go about doing this to make sure that it could be done as quickly as possible for them?
If that's consensus of the council here, we'll take care of the letter and have the mayor sign it next week.
Perfect.
I'm in.
Awesome.
Whenever
Thank you
you
so
need
much.
it, just let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would ask a question, but it'd be too easy of an answer for them, so
I
forget
know.
it. I'm not even going in that direction, but all impressive, so thank you all for being here, and good luck with your future endeavors, make us proud, and look forward to hearing some updates from what's going on. It's impressive that it's not just the U.S., it's all over, so it's amazing what you can do when you reach out to other countries and other areas and collaborate and learn. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I think you're well ahead of the curve, so good luck with everything.
Thank you.
You know, and don't be afraid to invite us to your school so we can see what you're doing up front and personal, and then we build that relationship when you guys come back here to speak in front of us.
I
You guys are
appreciate
a
that.
fabulous group.
You guys should know, they all come from different schools. We are very agnostic when it comes to where you go to school, but a lot reside here in the county. We actually have Wolfpack kids now in Texas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Ireland, and Israel.
Well, I'll take the Ireland one when you guys go there.
But
I don't think the city will mind paying for it. I have to
so-
stay a week or two.
we are going to Scotland in March to
Scotland's
present.
fine. I don't care, either one.
All right. I want to thank you again for your opportunity for our kids to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we come down and take a picture?
I'm going to take one additional photo if that's okay, unless you
Okay, next we have the Burns Road Bicycle Track Lap presentation. Will Deputy City Engineer Giles Rhodes please come to the podium? Hiya. You're going to take us on the ground, right? We were in space and now we're coming to
Yeah.
the ground.
Not gonna lie, I feel a little intimidated after going after the Wolfpack. Good evening, Giles Rhodes, Deputy City Engineer with the Engineering Department. Tonight on the consent agenda, we have a Resolution 62, 2024, which is an agreement for a local agency program grant through the FDOT for the Burns Road two-way cycle track. I can give you a short presentation on the project. This project is directly out of the city's mobility plan that's been adopted, and it calls for a two-way, 10-foot wide bicycle track. It includes intermittent green painting markings on the south side of Burns Road. The project will be, the track will be separated by a raised concrete divider with intermittent separators. The project includes two signalized traffic signals at the traffic intersections at Riverside and at the entrance to Weiss and the Burns Road Rec Center. One-way track length of this bike path is 0.6 miles, and the project will be constructed within the existing curb line, so we'll reduce traffic lanes in the center median. This is the current cross-section of Burns Road, which includes the sidewalks on both sides of the road, 14-foot wide to 12-foot wide drive lanes, as well as a large center median. Within that, we plan to do the bicycle track within the curb line there, and we'll have a 9.5 to 10-foot wide track with a concrete separator, and we'll reduce the traffic lanes to 10 to 10.5 feet. This is the location located at the south side of Burdens Road, separated between Military Trail and alternate 1A. And these will be the locations of the bicycle traffic signals. This is at the Weiss School and at Riverside Drive. After design, this is the layout that fits the space. The track its limits will start just east of Military Trail, about 100 feet, and continue all the way through to shy of alternate 1A. At the locations where there's driveways and intersections, we'll have the green paint to highlight the track, along with the concrete separators that'll be broken at those driveways. Here's an example of one that's been put in Seattle, very similar to what we have. You have the traffic signals for the bicyclists. You have a divided track we'll use thermoplastic similar to that, and a separated curb to kind of protect the bicyclists there, along with the intermittent green paint. The estimates for this project come to just a little over $1.7 million. The Transportation Alternative Grant is at awarding $848,261. Local funding for construction will be just over $850,000. Going out to bid shortly, so those costs may change. Come up, come down, and the grant award may change due to that. Usually it goes up, it doesn't go down if they have additional funding. Construction would be estimated to start between April and May of 2025, with completion December of 2025. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Well, I just have comments. Essentially, great project, and I'm so glad you guys are doing this. You know, kudos to all of you for submitting this bid and obtaining this. But as we talked about in the agenda review, I had a little concern about the transition when it ends, because obviously the bike lane just ends. But you explained to me, and I think it's important that the council and the public know that this is the first of your ultimate goal of many of these, and to keep it going up until, did you say, you maybe even?
Yeah, we're looking at
all the way
continuing
east.
improvements on Burns Road going all the way to Prosperity. At
right.
that point, we'll look at the opportunities to add bike lanes there on Burns Road, whether it be on both sides of the road or opportunities to expand the mobility, the alternate mobility there.
Yeah, so I did want to put on the record and also share with everybody that this is the first of many. So this is a great start because it's phase one of the ultimate section, which is great. And then, like I said, there's signage so the bicyclists don't just, drive and then have no warning that it just ends. It does transition currently into either the sidewalk or somewhere, not just the road.
Yep.
Right?
And we do cuts in the sidewalk to kind of provide opportunity to enter the sidewalk there and then make loops back around and use the track multiple times.
And then one other thing, since this is something that DOT approves, I highly suggest we encourage them to do this, like I had mentioned in the past, at Beeline, in whatever they're calling it, but the divergent interchange, because here we have a concrete separator, which to me is so much safer than what they're proposing out west. So now that we're doing it here, it's a perfect example of what we can or what they should be doing out west to make the western community more safe, in my opinion. I'm just throwing that out there. But thank you for bringing this to us.
Anybody else?
Negative.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is the Gardens North County District Park Indoor Fieldhouse presentation. Will City Engineer Todd Engel and Deputy Community Services Administrator Angela Brown please come to the, thank you.
Good evening, Council. Todd Engel, City Engineer. As you were aware, we entered into a lease agreement with Palm Beach County that had 3 phases. The first 2 phases were already done. We have approximately 3 years to complete the 3rd phase, which is a field house and a playground. So those are our obligations. So we're going to give you an update of where we currently are on the field house. This is the layout that we're working with right now. It consists of a 58,000 square foot floor plan. It has a very large area for the basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It has restrooms on the southeast of the gym, and then it has a staff space, a lobby, bathrooms, locker rooms, and then a large storage area. So the storage area will be on the second floor, which is about 5,800 square feet. Then it has a mezzanine out in front of the property. The actual gym can house 6 full-size high school basketball, which you need to run the basketball tournaments. This picture here with the black lining is a great example of what it's going to look like. It's going to be the same building type, same type of flooring, maybe different colors, and with the same apparatuses in the ceiling. So it's very similar to what this building will look like. It will house 18 pickleball courts, and they're all lined, but they will have temporary nets. We'll house those and then bring them back out when necessary for pickleball. And we'll have 12 volleyball courts, which is, again, very important to run tournaments. You need 12 volleyball courts to run tournaments. It will have the latest technology for gyms. Both the volleyball and the basketball will be in the ceiling and will be activated by remote controls where they can bring those down and bring those up as necessary and configure the courts how they want. It'll have scoreboards, a sound system, and I believe up to 14 dividers for volleyball, basketball to divide those courts. With this picture, similar to what they're going to be like, but the canvas is further down so they can see all the way through to the entire gym. This is a good example of what the staff space is going to look like. And if you were on the courts looking back at the staff space, this would be the lobby, this would be the staff space, and then the locker room and gyms here. And the red represents that mezzanine that will be on top. There'll also be a lift that will help them bring up tables and chairs and whatever they need, and they can bring it back down when necessary. An example of what it's going to look like from the outside. A lot of landscaping hiding the building. Another example. The temporary parking area is exactly what it is. It's a temporary parking area which we need out there for tournaments. We need for the Cognizant. We need for Mardi Gras. It will be fenced here, and when not in use, it will be an open space. It will be what we need in this city, just an open space. Won't be programmed for people to go play, fly a kite, throw a ball, whatever they need to do, they can do it on the space here. A playground is the last step in the lease agreement, and this is currently not funded in this project, but we'll fund these in the out years. So taking a look at parking, the parking that's designated just for the field house will be 238 paved parking. The 2 temporary parking lots that we're going to, or grass parking lots that we're going to build, one closer to the fields at District Park, the other in between the field house and District Park, is 584 spaces. So currently that exists 541 spaces out there. That's going to bring our total up to 1,355 spaces for this entire park, which is much needed when we host events and tournaments and tree lighting, which will be Saturday. This is an example of what it's going to look like at night. We will have lighting on the parking area, but it won't be field lighting. It'll be parking lot grade lighting out there, as well as this parking lot lit for the field house. And this is an example of the main entrance of there with that, if there's any questions.
One question, 2 questions. Is the walkway that's around the preserve now, is it going to eventually connect and go all the way around this entire facility from where it is now, west to central and then around?
Yes, so it will, as it continues down now, it sort of stops here, but there was a surface to get you all the way back around. Yes, it will come down through here and complete that trail. That is part of this project.
And is this presentation going to be on our website for everyone to see?
You can make that happen, yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. Next is the interlocal agreement with Palm Beach County for the transfer of ownership, operation, and maintenance of Mary Circle and RCA Boulevard. And City Engineer Todd Engel, you're up again.
So this is an interlocal agreement between us and Palm Beach County. We've been working on this for years and years and years. It started when we had an idea to use our block fund grants to put water on Mary Circle and our gas tax dollars to rehabilitate the roadway so we can take the roadway over. We've been working through the process. As you know, we've already completed the water on Mary Circle. There are people actually drinking the public water on Mary Circle, and the roadway has been rebuilt. So this is a formal step that we're going to physically take the roadway over. You can see it's it's a circle that comes around through here. It also comes with certain drainage easements, and it comes with the drainage ditch that runs south of Mary Circle on the east side of, or the west side of Sunset, and then terminates into I-95. And we'll be bringing that up to the garden standards as well. The other roadway we're going to receive is RCA Boulevard. This is a big part of our transportation-oriented design, so we can control our own destiny here. We're not relying on the county to pull permits for people who are developing in these parcels, but it's what we want to do as well for RCA. And it also sort of the same. It comes with drainage easements and ditch. This ditch has been majority filled. We have a project on the books that will fill the remaining portion of that ditch. And this will also help us. A project that we currently have on the books is a roundabout at the intersection of North Court Parkway and RCA. This is designed and ready to go and most likely will be built this summer. As we go further east down the road, we also have drainage ditches. Some have been filled, some have not been filled, and then the ultimate right-of-way of RCA Boulevard. Further down the road, again, we have a drainage ditch in the right-of-way, and then it terminates just before Prosperity Farms Road in the ditch on the south there. So our goal is to bring this up to a City of Palm Beach Gardens roadway and not have it look like a county roadway. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Comments by the public is a section of our meeting where the City Council and staff gather public input and do not directly respond to comments or questions on a proposed issue or action. We're here to accomplish our city's business, and those comments will be taken into consideration at the time the item is on the agenda and heard by council. Above all, mutual respect and consideration is expected. This meeting is important to all of us, and it will be conducted with decorum. In order to do so, we politely request that speakers refrain from personal and individual attacks. If you plan to comment publicly, please approach the podium where your name is called, state your full name and address for the record, and make your comments within the allotted time, which is 3 minutes. Keep in mind, 1 minute of speaking is about 150 words, so you're aiming for about 300 to 450 words. If previous speakers have made your point, you may simply state your agreement with the previous comments and your position will be noted. Address your comments to the presiding officer and not individual members of the council, staff, or other members of the public. Please do not advertise or promote the sale of products. Do not engage in disorderly speech, obscene or indecent remarks, name-calling, or personal attacks. Please be courteous and respectful, allowing others to complete their comments without interruption, noises, comments, or gestures. Do not clap or ridicule or speak where they are council staff or a representative of the public. Please utilize common courtesy. Any actions that disrupt the orderly conduct of the meeting or conflict with these basic principles of decorum may be ruled out of order, which may result in the disruptive person or persons being removed from the meeting. We cultivate and protect an atmosphere where the members of our council and the public can attend to municipal business openly, fairly, respectfully, and with full participation. So I apologize in advance if I mispronounce any names, so I'll call, we have quite a few cards here, so I'll call Helen Brown first, please, to the stand. And next on deck will be Eric Brown.
Good evening, Helen Brown, 10162 Plant Drive, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am back. We have been attending the meeting since April, as you know, asking for an open forum for the residents so that we can engage in a true dialogue about the proposed ice rink development on Plant Drive. Despite these efforts, no meaningful transparency or open discussion has been provided. The lack of communication fosters a mistrust, really, which raises concerns about the decision-making on the project. I don't understand why something isn't provided for us where we can have an open forum to have discussions with them, with us, so we can discuss what we think are problems, what they're going to do, because we know this project is going to be, it's going to go. You guys aren't going to, I haven't seen anything denied since I've been here. The proposed development is taking away the only public park which has been in the heart of Palm Beach Gardens. Our neighborhood is the heart of Palm Beach Gardens, right? It was built in 1960. We've been there before most of the communities have come. So what I would like to say is that the outdoor space available for the children and families in our community is being taken away. The park is a vital resource for the children of local nurses, business owners, firefighters, police officers, and hospital staff, which these are the people that live in my community. By removing it, you're depriving our community of an essential place for play, relaxation, and connection. Where are our children supposed to go and play? Where are our children supposed to go for outdoor activities? We can't tell them to get on the bike and drive in the middle of the road. We know what traffic is like here. And I think the gentleman that just got up said that for the tournaments for this field house, there's going to be, I think he said 1,300 parking spots needed for that. So what are we going to do when there's 300 available parking spots at this facility? Where are the other people going to go? They're going to get bussed in, maybe park like they do for the tournaments. Our roads are not, the infrastructure in our neighborhood is not prepared for this kind of traffic. I think I had gotten up here and already discussed that our roads are already broken up from the trucks that came to put in the pickleball. And when I complained about it, I was told that I need pictures of before and after. I'm not sure how many people are taking pictures of their road, but I have not in the 22 years that I've lived there. However, what's going to happen to those roads when they're tearing down our park and building this monstrosity across the street, which is going to take more than the 2 trucks that they had that did that damage? This is my concern. Of course, I am asking, we urge the council to reconsider the proposal and engage with the community to find a solution that respects both the environment and the residents in the area. We're hearing that the ice is cancerous. The shavings are going to be into our water. There's a lot of things that are out there that we would just like to know what the truth is. Thank you for hearing me today. Thank you for allowing us to come back and speak. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Next is Eric Brown.
Hello, Eric Brown, 10162 Plant Drive, Palm Beach Gardens. And I'm back. And I've been to every one of these meetings for the past couple of months. And at the last meeting, I noticed how many people you had come up here and talk about how wonderful hockey is, team building and all kinds of stuff like that. And I would like you to know that we're not against any of that. We're all for this project, but we wish you would consider where you're doing it. You're doing it in a very small corner of property that backs up to I-95 that has very little way to come in, very little way to go out. And unfortunately, there's a high school there. The traffic every morning when high school is coming in and in the afternoon when the high school kids are leaving is really bad. And you may know that. You may have kids and grandkids that go to Palm Beach Gardens High School and Palm Beach Gardens Elementary School, just up the block, with only one road, Holly, going underneath 95, with Lilac being practically a dead end, where you have to make a right turn on Plant Drive. I don't understand where this traffic is going to go. Your operating hours were proposed to be 11 in the morning till 11 a.m. To 5 a.m. And we understand that the adults who play hockey play all night long and then in the morning take a shower and go straight to work. And that's going to interfere with school traffic in the morning. It's going to interfere with the residents' traffic trying to go to work, trying to leave. Because if you look at a map of the area, there's very little way in and very little way out of that area. So we really feel that There are other places in Palm Beach Gardens. Palm Beach Gardens has a lot of open space. And we just don't understand why you're taking away Palm Beach Gardens' first and free park, the only bicycle and skateboard park where my daughter learned to ride a skateboard. She learned to ride a bicycle. There's basketball courts. There's also what was the
Thank you, sir.
what was the roller hockey. And you're not making any use of that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you'll consider what I said.
Next up is Charles Barris, and then on deck we have Gavin Titherington.
Hello, my name is Charlie Barris. I live at 10902 Larch Court, just across the street from a military there. And I am here to say a few words about the Plant Drive Park with the ice rink. My wife and I moved into the city about 14 years ago. We have a family here. My kids are in the crowd today listening to me talk. And we came here because we liked what the community was doing. And since then, we've seen them build a lot of nice tennis courts that we use. We've seen them build soccer fields we use. We have a nice new pool area right next door here, which we've used. And now we're looking forward to more indoor community places that we can use, like the ice rink. I grew up playing hockey, but I made friends there. I met new people there. It was somewhere I felt comfortable going, meeting people in my neighborhood, meeting people in my community, and I want that for my kids too. Not only at the tennis courts, which is outside, but somewhere in the summer when it's 105 degrees, other than a pool, which is super crowded as it is. So for me, that's what I enjoy about being here in the city, and I want to see more of that. I'm sure there's other places that are other parks I haven't seen yet or been to, but this is something that I would walk to. I don't even need a parking place. My kids are close enough, we can walk across the street. It's a half mile away, it's perfect. So that's why I came up, that's what I wanted to say. I can yield my time to somebody else if they want to go longer, but thank you very much.
Next, we have Gavin Titherington, and then we will have Deanna Barris.
Hello, thank you. I am here to speak upon the same ice rink as the people.
Sorry, can you
Yes.
state your address?
Oh, I'm so
name
sorry,
and
I'm so
address,
sorry.
please?
This is my first time, I'm a little nervous. Gavin Titherington, 1000 Del Lago Circle in Palm Beach Gardens. So I grew up in, one of the northern states up in New York, and growing up, one of my main attractions and passions was playing hockey. And moving down back to South Florida when I was 11 years old, that kind of diminished because we didn't have a lot of facilities in order to play hockey. My parents, they both worked, and 30 minutes driving all the way to West Palm or 45 minutes to Lake Worth and Skate Zone and Iceworks respectively. We didn't have a lot of time after school. I have a sister, and this project, building this ice rink, would allow so much more opportunity for one of the fastest growing sports in the county, especially after the Florida Panthers Stanley Cup championship. Wasn't a fan of that in my own personal beliefs, but I digress. The influx of people that want to get into the sport is just at its highest. The demand is at its highest, and the Palm Beach North Athletic Federation is looking to put this beautiful new 2-ice rink facility right in our backyard. And I believe that this is an opportunity that not only our area and our community can't pass up, but for as an area in all of Palm Beach County and northern counties as well. The closest ice rink north of us is in Cocoa Beach, and that's way too far of a drive. I have teammates on my rec league hockey group that have to drive all the way from St. Lucie County, Indian River County, an hour and a half north just to play hockey. And there are so many people that have moved down in the last 4 years from northern states like myself. Granted, I didn't move down in the last 4 years, but there are the influx of people. I mean, Florida's the second behind Texas with the amount of northerners, and New York being the most involved with people moving down. It's going to create a lot of opportunity for not only my future children, but the children that are so passionate about the Panthers and they want to get out on the ice and be just like the people that watch on TV. And also, this ice rink will create jobs and opportunities for people to work full and part-time. It'll create over 100 jobs. Not only will they have the world-class coaches, but Wayne and the Gretzky Group will implement their world-class teams and coaches to mentor these youth. I am also a soccer coach up in Jupiter. And I believe that...
Thank you.
Okay,
Yep,
thank you so much. I
appreciate
appreciate it.
Next up is Deanna Barris, and then it'll be Ryan Sittler.
Hi, I'm Deanna Barris, 10902 Larch Court, Palm Beach Gardens. I am here as a mom. I'm here as a local mom. I'm here as a hockey mom, as a figure skating mom. They love the rink. We are there numerous times during the week, driving down to West Palm. It takes us a half hour, 45 minutes. This is right in our neighborhood. We can ride bikes, we can walk. It's so easy. I think that with the Florida Panthers, yes, the hockey is a big draw, but kids need a place that they can go to. A park is great, but an ice skating rink where you're skating around with your friends when it is 105 degrees outside, you can cool off, you can go, you can hang out with your friends, you're making new friends, meeting new people who have the same interests. All I want is a safe, close place for my kids to be able to hang out. And I just think that this ice rink is a good thing for this community. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan Sittler, and then Katie Dunning, please.
Hello, Ryan Sittler, 1663 West Frederick Small Road, Jupiter, Florida. Council members, friends, and especially our young skaters, thank you for coming together today as we explore the exciting possibility of bringing a new ice rink to our community. As a lifelong hockey coach and currently in my 11th season as a youth hockey director, I have seen firsthand the incredible impact that a facility like this can have, not just on our kids, but on their entire community. For our kids, imagine a place where children can learn the values of teamwork and perseverance while having a blast on the ice. This rink would be a playground for dreams, where kids can grow, play, and create memories that will last a lifetime. It's about giving them a space to be active, learn new skills, and build friendships. Mental health matters. We all know life can be challenging at times. Skating is not just fun, it is also a great way to lift spirits and reduce stress. The rink would be a safe space where kids can escape their worries, enjoy themselves, and build confidence in a supportive environment. Staying active. We want our kids to lead healthy lives, and skating is a fantastic way to do that. It's fun, it's a fun workout and helps with strength, balance, and coordination. By encouraging our youth to embrace this sport, we're promoting not just physical health, but also a love for staying active. Community connection. Beyond skating and hockey, this rink would be a gathering place for families and friends. Imagine weekends filled with laughter, kids learning together, parents cheering from the sidelines, and neighbors becoming friends over shared experiences. It's about building connections that strengthen our community. As we consider this opportunity today, let's remember what it stands for: a brighter future for our children and a stronger bond among us all. Your support is crucial in making this vision come true. Together, let's create a space where the dreams can take flight and our community thrives. Thank you, council members, for your time and support.
Thank you. Next is Katie Dunning, and then we have Jeff Campbell.
Good evening. My name is Katie Dunning, and I live at 529 Les Jardins Drive in Palm Beach Gardens. My husband, James, and I have 4 children, 10, 8, 5, and almost 2. We moved here full-time 2 years ago, but have been coming here for over 20 years with family for vacation. We are active participants in community sports, particularly soccer and baseball, in gardens, and are in constant awe of the facilities the city provides its residents. From the soccer fields to the baseball facilities, everything is top of the line. We are originally from the Northeast, which is unsurprising, I'm sure. Ice skating and hockey are extremely important to our family. Each of our children has been on the ice since they were between 2 and 3 years old. Ice skating is an integral part of our children's development. I believe that skating provides children with unique and superior motor skills, coordination, balance, strength, and focus. In fact, each of our children at school interviews and athletic tryouts have been told They have extremely high levels of coordination and spatial awareness as well as balance. This is not genetic, as no one would say that me or my husband have any of these skills. It is interesting to note that we have had teammates on our son's baseball team sign up to skate because they see the positive effects that skating provides both athletically and mentally. Skating also provides relief from the extreme heat and also the rainy seasons down here. My children are never without an activity to do if something is canceled or it's too hot. Before moving, we brought our son down here to meet with Breakers hockey coaches. It was a very important part of our move. My daughter also met with the skating coaches down here. Again, instrumental in our move down here. We love Palm Beach Iceworks. We spend 4 to 5 days a week at the facility, and the drive is just getting to be too much for us. We are extremely excited for the growth of the hockey program brought here by Mr. Larry Robbins, who is a hockey god and tremendous philanthropist. Larry and Rob, who's here as well, and the Surf Breakers hockey program will undoubtedly become the premier hockey program in the state of Florida. My son has already represented the organization in Boston and is currently right now in Brewster, New York for a tournament. They're putting South Florida hockey on the map, winning the entire Boston tournament. With the growth of hockey comes a challenge for the figure skating community. There is not enough ice. The skating program is at risk of shrinking and or finding alternate ice much further south. My oldest daughter has represented Iceworks across the state at skating competitions, placing first in one and third in another. I would like to see her coaches have a place to continue to work with her and allow her to grow in the sport. Adding a top-of-the-line skating facility and gardens will be a tremendous asset to our community, is in line with other athletic facilities in the Palm Beach Gardens. I can tell you without a doubt that Mr. Larry Robbins and the other people involved, including the Gretzkys, in building this skating facility will throw their heart and soul into the project and build something that will put our area on the map for athletics, skating, and hockey. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Jeff Campbell and then Jerome Lagos.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jeff Campbell, 2029 North Ocean Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm here to give an update on the Palm Beach North Athletic Foundation's behalf and to once again thank you all for your continued support of this exciting initiative. Our design team has been working tirelessly in conjunction with city staff to ensure that this world-class facility will be one of the crown jewels in the city's recreational amenities. The Palm Beach Gardens Iceplex will undoubtedly become a recreation destination for all residents to enjoy all year round. We'd like to thank city staff for their thoughtful suggestions to help us and the local community with their concerns, and we feel confident that we have more than met, the challenges to provide a safe access in and around the facility. We continue to receive support from local residents, ice enthusiasts, donors, and corporate partners interested in aligning themselves with this philanthropic organization, the Palm Beach North Athletic Foundation. The foundation remains steadfast in their quest to provide a state-of-the-art ice sports facility that we can all be proud of for decades to come. We are looking forward to presenting our full site plan application to the Planning and Zoning Appeals Board this next coming Tuesday. Again, thank you for your continued support.
Thank you. I'd like to call Jerome Lagos and then Mark Marciano.
Hello, Council. My name is Jerome Lagos. I live in 1806 Banyan Creek Circle North in Boynton Beach. I'm currently a coach at the Palm Beach Breakers organization, and from what I know, the plan for that rink might not exist further. So providing a new facility would be an opportunity for me to continue coaching for the organization and to provide all the knowledge that I have and the care that I can give for teams that I coach. And it would allow for me to grow and continue to work with the wonderful organization that's been put in place to facilitate this new magnificent structure that I see that looks like it will be there for a long time, and that's kind of what South Florida needs for more ice rinks to come up and to continue the growth of the sport. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Mark Marciano.
Good evening, Madam Vice Mayor, Council. Mark Marciano, 10 Sheldrake Lane, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Very briefly, I just want to thank you guys for continuing to listen to all the residents with their concerns about this particular facility and the support that you're continuing to see for the facility. Ice sports are just another piece of the recreational puzzle, and I think you're going to find that as you continue to hear more and more residents speak on behalf of the positives that ice facility is going to bring, another opportunity for children to explore a different sport, whether it's ice hockey, skating, or whatever it may be, recreational opportunities just to go out and play and have some fun. This is just another opportunity for the city to put another feather in its cap and say, great, we have every opportunity to provide every piece of recreation, not just for our residents, but for people from all around the country that are going to come to this facility and play. But I also want to just make sure you remember, and for the residents that are here, I'm really grateful that everyone is voicing opinions. The Palm Beach North Athletic Foundation, and by the way, I am not a board member, I am not a lobbyist, I am not a paid representative in any way, I'm just a resident that cares enough about this project in this city to come and speak on its behalf. But they will be hosting an event for people to ask questions. I think some of the questions that people have in regarding traffic, safety, the staff has been working very closely with the planners of the foundation to make sure that the project is safe. The roads are widened, sidewalks and access is going to be better, turn lanes are going to be improved, and also working with the city's fire and police department through the CEPTED program to make sure that there's no extra activities that could be going on in and around that facility when it's all said and done. I think it's important that people log in and register to be a part of that call, understanding the schedules, when families will be coming and going, what kind of uses the restaurant may have is going to be something that I think everybody needs to hear, because those are good questions, and I think once people hear that, they hopefully will feel a little bit more comfortable with it. And you know, the city never does anything wrong. I was really happy to see the city taking over RCA Boulevard. That'll be a big support for all those of us that drive up along RCA Boulevard. Same thing with Mary Circle. Everything that the city touches, everything that the city engages in is always top, world-class, top class, and is always in consideration for the residents both locally and around. So thank you for letting me speak again, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Next up is the city manager report. Ron, do you have anything to report tonight?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to call Charlotte Brzezinski, our Leisure Services Administrator, to the podium. We have a couple of things to bring to council's attention and for the general public, in particular, some well-deserved recognition. Charlotte, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Ferris. So this past November, I was honored to attend the United States Tennis Association Florida Section annual event, and that was an honor because Wendy Tatum and Andy Mole were honored with the Diversity Achievement Award. This is part of the program that was given out that day, but I would like to read for you the submission because it really encapsulates the amazing work that these two ladies do to make sure that our tennis center is open to everyone in the community, regardless of ability. So bear with me. The Palm Beach Gardens Tennis and Pickleball Center programs provide opportunities and benefits beyond the court. Working with local charities, the center has been able to partner with foundations such as Unlimited to provide fundraising opportunities through racket sports. This partnership assisted the foundation to raise financial resources to provide housing for families while their children are being treated at the Paley Orthopedic and Spine Institute. The center also developed a partnership with the Jack and Jill of America, a not-for-profit organization committed to addressing issues affecting African American children and their families. The goal was to provide private group tennis lessons to children to promote recreational growth and social development. Working with Love Serving Autism, or LSA, That organization, along with our team, provided over 90 youth and 60 adult sessions throughout last year. The center collaborated with LSA to coordinate a first-of-its-kind innovative heart camp, health, education, adaptive recreation, and therapies. This camp focused on adaptive tennis and pickleball sessions on the court while incorporating therapeutic practices including speech, occupational, physical, and behavioral therapies to children and young adults with autism spectrum disorder and other developmental challenges. The center also partnered with USTA and LSA again to provide a camp for girls aged 5 to 18 with all abilities, but a special outreach to girls on the autism spectrum or with unique abilities. The purpose of the camp was to empower girls of various ages and abilities to show that they have a place in all aspects of tennis and sport, learning from women coaches and leaders in our community. Additionally, the center partners with Jamie's Angels to serve community members with special needs through adaptive tennis. Wheelchair tennis is also offered by the center for 24 sessions each year, including tournaments and training. Furthermore, a USTA grant allows the center to offer 36 sessions per year of veterans tennis classes at no charge. Wendy and Andy work tirelessly for our tennis center and our community, but they have a special place in their heart for serving the community, the whole community. And without their commitment to do that, these people would not be served. So we'd like to congratulate Wendy and Annie on their Diversity Achievement Award, and would like to have council come down so we could get a picture.
And if you would please indulge, we have an invitation for everyone.
So this Saturday night, from 4 to 7 o'clock at Gardens North County District Park, we'll be hosting our annual tree lighting event. This event has been a mainstay in our community for well over 30 years. It used to be held at Burns Road, but it will be at Gardens North County District Park. We have included this year the 5K Trailblazer, so that's going to kick off at 4 o'clock. And then a special invitation has been sent, and they've accepted. Santa and Mrs. Claus will arrive at 5:45, which is when we'll be lighting our tree. That evening, we're going to have the tree lighting. We're also going to have inflatables, hot cocoa kit making, silent DJ party starts at 5. Remember, we've done that at the Halloween event and the Easter egg hunt, so that's great. And then photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus will happen, and those are going to be on the house. So Parents can take their own photos, but we'll also have a photographer there that will be putting them in a Flickr album so people can go to our city website and download those photos. So please join us Saturday night. It'll be a great event, and I've heard from the Vice Mayor the weather is going to be amazing. So please join us. Thank you.
And notice that Carl's wearing his one red shirt tonight that's in the photo.
It's the only clean one.
He wears it the whole month of December, I think.
That concludes the city manager's report for the night.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We're
you.
getting a little excited about Santa coming Saturday, so amazing.
What are we just going to talk about?
Yep, there you go.
Let's go.
Next is the consent agenda. Anything to pull? No? Can I get a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda, please?
Madam, no, I'm going.
Go.
Madam Vice Mayor, I will move the consent agenda.
Second.
Second. Oh,
All
let's
in-
make it man's night. Last time it was like all.
All in favor?
night. Aye.
Aye.
Bert
Motion
and I are
passes
motioning
4-0.
second all night. You're out.
Okay, tonight we're holding a quasi-judicial hearing on the following cases. Ordinance 14, 2024, second reading and adoption. City-initiated request for rezoning for Gardens of Woodbury. Resolution 58, 2024, city-initiated request to establish property development regulations for the Gardens of Woodbury PUD. Resolution 61, 2024, Avenir Pod 21, Lake Ridge at Avenir, requesting approval for model homes, typical lot landscaping and entry feature. Resolution 69, 2024, Avenir Pod 11, Stonegate at Avenir, requesting approval for model homes, typical lot landscaping, entry feature, and model row. This means that the City Council is required by law to base its decision on the evidence contained in the record of this proceeding, which consists of the testimony at the hearing, the materials which are in the official city file of this application, and any documents presented during this hearing. The council is also required by law to allow cross-examination of any witnesses who testify tonight. Cross-examination may occur after the staff, the applicant, and the other participants have made their presentations and will be permitted in the order of the witness's appearance. It is necessary that anyone who testifies at the hearing remain until the conclusion of the hearing in order to be able to respond to any questions. If you plan to testify this evening or wish to offer written comments, please fill out a card and give it to the city clerk. The city clerk will now swear in all persons who intend to offer testimony this evening on any of these cases.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Can I please ask the city clerk to read the title?
Ordinance 14, 2024, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, rezoning certain real property, such property being comprised of 37.29 acres in size, more or less, known as Gardens of Woodbury, located northwest of the intersection of PGA Boulevard and Shady Lakes Drive, providing that these parcels of real property, which are more particularly described herein, shall be rezoned from residential medium RM to a planned unit development PUD, overlay with an underlying zoning designation of residential medium RM, providing that the zoning map of the City of Palm Beach Gardens be amended accordingly, providing a complex clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes. Resolution 58, 2024 is a companion item to Ordinance 14, 2024, and will require council action. Resolution 58, 2024, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, approving property development regulations for the Gardens of Woodbury Plan Unit Development PUD based on existing conditions, the subject site being generally located northwest of the intersection of PGA Boulevard and Shady Lakes Drive, as more particularly described herein, providing conditions of approval, providing an effective date, and for other purposes.
Okay, I'd like to open the hearing, please. And any ex parte to declare? Marcy?
None.
None.
Bert? Negative? Okay. Has anything changed since the first reading?
No, Madam Vice Mayor, no changes.
Do we need a presentation? Okay. I'd like to close the hearing. And can I get a motion and a second to approve Ordinance 14, 2024 on second reading and adoption?
Madam Vice Mayor, I'll approve Ordinance 14, 2024 on second reading.
Madam Vice Mayor, I will second that motion.
I'd like to bring it back for discussion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Can I get you to Resolution 58, 2024? Can I get you to read the resolution on that? You did
I
already?
did,
Okay.
Madam Vice Mayor, after the ordinance.
Okay. Anybody needs to declare ex parte for that? No. I'm going to open the hearing now. And
She does it
this,
so quietly.
I do, so.
Just slam that thing.
Slam it.
Quicker, there you go.
Okay. This was presented in a combined presentation with ordinance 14, 2024. Does anyone need another presentation on this one? No. No cards on this one either?
Nope.
And I'd like to close the hearing. And can I get a motion and a second to approve Resolution 58, 2024?
Madam Vice Mayor, I'll approve Resolution 58, 2024.
Madam Vice Mayor, I will second that motion.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion passes 4-0. Okay. There you go. Can I please have the clerk read the title, next title?
Yes, ma'am. Resolution 61, 2024, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, approving a site plan amendment for single-family home floor plans, architectural elevations, typical lots landscaping, and a residential entry feature for Lake Ridge at Avenir Pod 21 within the residential district, Parcel A of the Avenir Plan Community Development PCD, located on the south side of Avenir Drive, approximately 0.4 miles west of the intersection of Avenir Drive and Coconut Boulevard. The Avenir PCD being generally located on the north side of North Lake Boulevard, east of Greatview Boulevard, west of Bay Hill Drive, and south of Beeline Highway, as more particularly described herein, providing conditions of approval, providing waivers, providing an effective date, and for other purposes.
Okay, I'd like to open the hearing. Is there any ex parte to declare? Marcy?
None.
Bert?
None.
Carl? And I don't have any either. There's a petitioner presentation. Can I call Ken Tuma from Urban Design Studio to the podium?
Thank you, Vice Mayor and City Council. Pleasure to see you tonight. Ken Tuma with Urban Design Studio. My address is 610 Clematis Street, West Palm Beach, and I've been sworn in this evening. I have a short presentation on Lake Ridge at Avenir, which is Pod 21, and what will be in front of you this evening is architecture. Happy to announce that the builder will be Waterstone Homes, which are primarily the principals in Avenir, will be the constructors of this community. It's a very exciting opportunity for them, and they're very excited about the construction. So the site plan, or what is in front of you this evening, is an approved site plan that you approved on June 1st of 2023 for Pod 21, located here in the southwest corner of the subject site. There is one lot style on that, and it's 50-foot wide lots, and they're 130 feet deep. So that's an approved site plan. What the request in front of you this evening is for 5 model plans, 5 architectural themes, lot landscaping, a new entry feature. The original approval had a placeholder for an entry feature, and then 2 waivers. One is a waiver that you have seen throughout Avenir, which is the waiver for the side yard setback to allow the mechanical equipment. The other waiver this evening is a little bit different. It's an architectural feature that encroaches just a little bit into the side setback. So I'll walk you through that. We're fortunate that we have the architect here. Peter and his team are here, very talented architects who can walk you through any questions you may have specifically on the architecture. The models themselves, there are 5 unique floor plans, and they range from approximately 3,300 square feet up to 5,500 square feet. Those 5 models, there are also 5 distinct architectural styles, one being Dutch, one being French, Caribbean, British West Indian, coastal, and tropical modern. So here's a view of those proposed model and their perspectives. Model A in the top right corner is a 1-story unit, and it is currently being shown in the Caribbean theme. And then on the bottom left is the French Caribbean theme on the model number 2. Model number 3 in the top right corner, a 4.5 bath, or 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath, is shown in the Caribbean theme style. And then in the bottom left is the Model C, which is shown in the French Caribbean style. So this is Model D, which is shown in the coastal style. And here's a view of the elevation of the Dutch style for all the product types. This is an elevation of the French Caribbean for all the product types. This is a view of the British West Indies for all the product types. And this is a view of the coastal for all the product types. And here's the Tropical Modern for the 5th design feature. Lots of choices of colors, models, stories, create a great anti-monotony program. Identified in the screen in front of you are the 6 color schemes. You'll note that there are pavers, there are windows, and different colors associated with each one of those schemes. The new entry sign being proposed is in front of you on the right-hand side of this screen. It's Lake Ridge. Of course, it has a Oolite, which is a requirement for all of Avenir, and the location is identified on the bottom left side. And here's kind of a plan view looking down on it and the size and scale of the feature. Lot landscaping, as you recall, lot landscaping is required in Avenir, all well above your code. The lot landscaping is a choice for the home buyers, but they have to meet the minimum standards identified on the screen are the minimum standards for this pod. And you'll note that the amount of trees and palm options on the right-hand side of the screen, again, consists of what you've seen in other pods within Avenir, and it's been very successful. The landscaping has worked out very well so far in the there's a significant amount of homes that are out there in Avenir today. The waivers, the one waiver, again, as you mentioned earlier, you've seen several times, which is a waiver to basically place all the equipment on one side, requesting a waiver on that side. And on the other side, we leave it completely open, so there's flexibility to access the rear of the lots. The new waiver, which is on the Dutch style of architecture, Dutch style architecture has these little curves coming out. It does encroach a bit into that side yard setback. We are requesting to allow it to extend 2 feet, those wing walls, into the setback. Significant amount of additional landscaping is being proposed for this waiver, or in general for the project, and then also to allow for this waivers. With that, a short presentation this evening. Have our whole team, architectural team here, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
We have a staff presentation. Brett Leone?
Madam Vice Mayor, no additional staff presentation. Staff does recommend approval of this petition along with the 2 waivers.
Thank you. I do not have any comment cards, so I'm going to go ahead and close the hearing. And can I get a motion and a second to approve Resolution 61, 2024?
Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, I will make a motion to move Resolution 61, 2024.
Madam Vice Mayor, I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any questions?
I just have one for Ken. I'm not really a designer. Marcy will probably laugh when I ask this question, but the wing wall, that's just the front of that. It's not the whole.
Yes, that's correct. So
Just
it's
a little-
basically a block coming
Right.
down that wings out.
Okay, so it's not, you're not widening the
zoom
whole
right
thing by
around
2
it.
feet across. Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. Sorry, Marcy, I had to beat you to that one.
That wasn't going to be
wouldn't
my
ask that
question. It was more about the maintenance. When the wall is there, does lawnmowers just remain? They have to go into the other yard, right, to get to the backyard? Or is there the 3 feet? They still have the 3 feet clearance so that you can get into the backyard for clearance. And there will be enough room on the side yard, so when the landscape is there, somebody can get within the 3 feet to maintain the landscape that's in the short setback area of the yards,
So
correct?
maintenance isn't, because, I mean, when you think about the size of the lots, so these aren't 54-inch Toros mowing, right? So
Right.
they'll be the 24 at the biggest lawnmower size, so it should be able to get around it without a problem.
Okay, got it, okay.
Perfect.
Any other questions, comments? Carl? No?
Nope.
No? Does it tie, I just have one question. So that wing wall, and there's a fence, so it ties all the homes together? Is that what it does?
No, it actually stops short of the setback. So it's just in the front of the house. So if you can envision this, the front plane of the house, and just a little bit of curve coming off it, almost like a block coming off of it to create that architectural feature. If that makes sense.
Thank you very much. So, super.
It's the place the kids hide behind when they're playing hide and seek from kick the can on the road. I got it. Don't worry, I'm there.
Place for bugs.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes 4-0. Clerk, can you please read the title for the next resolution, please? 69.
Resolution 69, 2024, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, approving a site plan amendment for single-family home floor plans, architectural elevations, typical lot landscaping, sales models, and a residential entry feature for Stonegate at Avenir Pod 11 within the residential district Parcel A of the Avenir Plan Community Development PCD, located northwest of the intersection of Avenir Drive and Coconut Boulevard, the Avenir PCD being generally located on the north side of North Lake Boulevard, east of Grapeview Boulevard, west of Bay Hill Drive, and south of Beeline Highway, as more particularly described herein, providing conditions of approval, providing waivers, providing an effective date, and for other purposes.
I'd like to open the hearing. Anybody have any ex parte to declare? Marcy?
Nope.
Bert?
Nope.
Carl? I don't either. Again, we have a presentation, Ken Tuma, Urban Design Studio, to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening again. Ken Toom with Urban Design here on behalf of Avenir on Stonegate, which is Pod 11. The request in front of you is an amendment to the site plan to allow for architectural models. I'm going to walk you through a very similar PowerPoint that you just saw, but I'll go a little quicker. The features and designs are very similar. The builder, again, proud to announce the builder will be Waterstone, which is basically the principles of Avenir. So the site in front of you this evening is Pod 11, here located in the top right-hand screen here where the oval is located. There are two styles of home sites on that. The style of a home site has the same width. There's just one is 10 feet deeper than the other. You approved that site plan back in May of this past year. Avenir Development is the owner of the subject site as of today. So the site plan requests are for 5 model homes, 5 architectural themes, lot landscaping, an entry feature, and 2 waiver requests that are in front of you. Similar waivers that you just saw. The architectural models go through 5 unique floor plans with a square footage in this goes from approximately 4,000 square feet up to 6,800 square feet of air-conditioned space. There are 5 distinct model styles offered: Dutch, French Caribbean, British West Indies, coastal, and tropical modern. On the screen in front of you is a perspective of each of the individual models. Model A on the screen is in the Dutch style. Model B, which is in the bottom left side, is in the French Caribbean style. Model C in the upper right corner is the British West Indies. And then Model D, located in the bottom left, is the coastal theme. This is a view of the 2-story product, Model E, in the Caribbean color scheme. This is the different architectural themes and the different styles. So this is the 65-foot product. This is the Dutch style. This is the next model in the Caribbean style. This is the next file in the British West Indies. And this is the next one in the coastal design. And then finally, the tropical modern design. As stated earlier, lots of colors and schemes. There are 6 color schemes being proposed, different stones, pavers, roof styles, and colors throughout to create a very diverse housing type within here, but with a consistent theme. The entry feature being proposed for this parcel, Pod 11, on the screen in front of you, you'll notice that is an open air entry feature, really beautifully well-designed entry feature with water and the identification of Stonegate made out of, or the Stonegate and the whole area surrounded in oolite with a water feature. And here's kind of looking down on plan view. Lot landscaping, similar lot landscaping as throughout Avenir. The owner will have the choice of trees from a select list of trees, and of course they can always add more, but this, what is on the screen in front of you, is way above the requirement that the city has, and so there will be these choices of trees and palms that they'll be able to make as part of the selection process. Waivers, 2 waivers in front of you. The first waiver is for the side yard setback for mechanical equipment. The second waiver is for Peter's world-famous curves in his Dutch design that will allow you to create a nice, unique feature. So that is Avenir for this evening. I do have one more slide because I really started thinking about Avenir and kind of walking my way through it. As we get to the final part of Avenir, I kind of started trying to remind myself how we got here. So I wrote a few words down. I'd like to talk just for a minute, kind of off topic a bit, but I kind of wanted to remind everybody how we got here. And it really started in the 1990s, and it really came through the visioning plan in the 1990s. And the city of Palm Beach Gardens started that plan in the mid-1990s. And it really is what allowed the city to get to where we are today. It's such a beautiful city, a beautiful municipality. But on the screen in front of you is the cover of that vision plan. And this left-hand side here, you see this little thing that I'm circling? That is a very young Marty Miner. Marty Miner over here on the left-hand screen. This is Marty's last public hearing. He's retiring on December 13th, which is hard to believe, after 25 years at Urban Design Studio and 10 years at the City of Palm Beach Gardens. Marty's career started in 1989. But before that, he was a proud graduate of Ohio University, a Bobcat, and then had a graduate degree from FAU in urban planning. Marty, as I said earlier, has been around in the city of Palm Beach Gardens, think about that, for 35 years. While he's not the person in front of the podium doing discussions, he's the one doing all the writing and doing all the work in the background. So Marty worked for the city of Palm Beach Gardens from 1989 to 1999, and then for the last 25 years, he's been with UDS. Over the years, Marty has become a giant in the field, not just because how tall he is, but his skillful way of navigating through the project. His work includes major projects like Avenir, Alton, the Commons, FPL, and you look back at some old plans, you'll see his name, R.A. Minor, on approvals back from the mid-90s. It's always been very interesting. So I first met Marty, and I met Mark Hendricks at the same day. They were in a little trailer together, right over there, as planners in the city of Palm Beach Gardens. And Marty was a planner, and Mark, of course, was the forester. Just so a unique opportunity. Everybody's retiring at the same day in the same year, practically. So Marty will be greatly missed from urban design, but he'll also be greatly missed from me just as a friend for the last 20 to 25 years. Let's all congratulate Marty on his upcoming retirement. And
Well, congratulations, Marty. So I know we're all going to miss you. Is there a staff presentation tonight?
Madam Vice Mayor, no additional staff presentation. Staff does recommend approval of this petition along with the 2 waivers.
Thank you. I do not have any comment cards on this subject, so I'm going to go ahead and close the hearing. Can I get a motion and a second to approve Resolution 69, 2024?
Madam Vice Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 69, 2024.
Madam Vice Mayor, I will second that motion.
Okay, can we bring it back for discussion? Any questions or anything like that?
I just have one, Ken. Are the 2 pods going to be under construction at the same time? People can choose at either site?
yes, in fact, yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
I just want to, since you brought up the history of Avenir, do you have any estimated time frame or update on Coconut Extension? If not, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you do, that would be great, because we just heard a bunch of questions about it today, and it would be nice for this to be on the public record.
Hello. Hi, I'm Tanya McConnell with Avenir Developers. Coconut Extension is currently out to bid. We will be taking bids. It was supposed to be the end of this month. The potential contractors asked for an extension, so we'll currently be opening bids on January 7th. Probably take us 2 to 3 months to go to contract. We expect the construction to last anywhere from a year to 18 months, closer to a year. But, you know, there's a bridge involved over the CAT, and there's coordination with the DOT on Beeline. So everything is on track. As I stand here today, we have not had any much feet pushed back from the contractors, so the plans seem to be all set. We have a few agreements left to finalize with FPL CSX and South Florida, but those are very close to completion, and I keep your staff fully informed on especially the problems when they arise, so they would be some of the first to know if there's any cause for delay. But as it stands right now, like I said, the schedule is as I laid out.
That's awesome. Thank you for the update, and congratulations on your retirement, Marty.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments or anything? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved 4-0. Let's see, next, any council items for discussion, any interest, anything anybody wants to talk about? Marcy?
I just have one, and that is a question. I don't know, I heard for the last time, or the first time, I should say, when Mark got up and spoke about there being a Zoom call for the residents to chat with the ICE people, and I didn't know if staff knew about that, and if there's a way to get that out there to the public so that they have an opportunity to log on. I don't know how to.
We don't know anything about it. That's something that's being put on by them, apparently.
Yeah.
So we don't know. It has nothing to do with us.
Right. I just wonder how they're getting the word out so that the people can, log
I
on.
don't know if it's true or not. I don't know anything about it. Staff knows nothing, so can't speak on it.
Maybe we can ask Mark or something, I don't know.
Sorry?
Maybe we can ask Mark or something.
Yeah, I just want to get the word out so that everyone knows. But, okay, perfect.
Maybe it'll be
It's
mentioned.
not
at
our
the-
deal.
Maybe it might be mentioned at the presentation next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Tuesday, okay. Any other comments or questions or anything? So, no?
Thank you.
City Attorney Report, Max, do we have anything?
No, just Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. I hope everybody has a great holiday.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, happy holidays, everyone, and Happy New Year. And if there's no other business, this meeting is adjourned.